One of the important part of immigration application is whether it is from inside Canada or from outside of Canada is to keep a complete copy of what you have submitted to immigration, because you need those information in the future. Unfortunately, there are situations that people do not keep those records. For example, if you apply for permanent residence, or if you apply for a student visa, or work visas, or visitor visa, or any type of visas that you're applying, so make sure that once you complete your application, before you submit to immigration, you have to have a final fresh copy for your own record. And it has many reasons to keep it. One is, sometimes it happens if you submit by paper, you mail your applications, right? And then it is not delivered to case processing center. Your application is missing. Either DHL or Canada Post or any of those carriers, they lose the application, right? Like, it doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes. And if it is your application, then you're done, right? So having a complete copy of your application helps you to fill another one, sign it, and send it again. It also sometimes happens that application is delivered to case processing center at Canadian immigration, but they mixed it up. We had situations that application was delivered to case processing center. Few months later, when the applicant called the immigration to find out, and they couldn't find the application, they requested the person to submit another one. Now, he didn't have all of those documents and struggled as to how to complete them again, because he could not remember what he included, what he did not include it, and that changed to a nightmare, right? Or sometimes what you have submitted to immigration, and if you do not keep a copy of it, immigration is asking the same thing again, right? If you have a copy of what you have submitted, it's easy for your reference to go back and get some information and add additional information on it and send it so it makes sense. Otherwise, it's not possible for you, unless you're really genius or you have a straightforward history that you can remember. And sometimes people lived in 15 places during the last 10 years or 5 years, then they're gonna mix it up. Whether they live 3 months in Calgary or in Vancouver, or they live 2 months in Johannesburg, South Africa, or 3 months in Mogadishu, Somalia, right? So all those things, it just drives you nuts. So to prevent those things, you need to, when you complete your application, before you send it to immigration, make a nice, perfect copy and keep it for yourself and send it the originals. This is sometimes the applicant themselves make a mistake, do not keep a record. So this is from side of applicant, right? But unfortunately, sometimes these agencies outside of Canada, they submit the application, but they do not give a copy to the applicant. When people arrive here and they need to reference some information back to their application they submitted before they come, and they don't have it, they don't know. The tricky part is that sometimes these agencies from outside of Canada do not cross-check with the applicant some of the information that they add into the application. Because there are some ways that we can you can request to get a copy of your submitted application from immigration, which takes time and time consuming, and sometimes it is not convenient to wait for that, and you do not have time to wait for that. But if in case you do have time, you can request a copy of your submitted application, and immigration will send you within a month or 6 months, who knows. The processing time is not clear, but then you find out that the agency put lots of other information that it is not true, or you didn't know that they put it that information. So those things creates chaos and sometimes serious problems for your future applications. So the lesson from today's video is, whether you submit yourself or it is submitted through an agency, or your friends submitted, or your parents, your brothers or sisters or mothers who you submit your application, make sure that they have to make a copy of the application before they send it to Canadian Embassy or Canadian Immigration and give it to you, and you need to keep it, right? Keep it safe and sound. In case you need it a few years later, you can just flip the pages and then read it and correspond it to what is needed right now, and then you'll be happy. Okay, until the next video, have a good day and good night.